Welcome back to Carneades.org. Today we're going to be starting a brand new series that we're going to continue for the whole month of October. The series is entitled How to Write a Philosophy Paper. Now, if you don't like writing papers, you are not alone. Socrates, the father of philosophy, did not write anything, as he found dialogue a superior method of inquiry, and many ancient Greek philosophers were in that camp. However, if you're working as a philosopher or studying philosophy, you may find yourself in need of writing a paper or two. This series is going to provide you with the tools to write a paper in the way that philosophers expect, whether your goal is to share your philosophy with the whole world or just to pass a class. A few disclaimers before we get going. There are many ways to write a great philosophy paper. This series provides one common structure, but reading philosophy and practicing writing philosophy are some of the best ways to become a better writer. This series is focused on the analytic style of philosophy, which is generally found in the English-speaking world, and is not going to necessarily be applicable to continental or non-Western philosophy contexts. If you're in a school in America, Australia, England, this style is probably going to fit well with your at least tradition of philosophy. If you're in a non-Western context or in a continental school, it may not mesh as well. This is a more analytic style. This series talks about options for very short papers all the way up to theses. But if you're writing a paper for a grade or for publication, the opinions of your reviewer or professor on style and structure are going to be paramount. Watching this series should be the first step towards writing a great paper, but certainly not the only step. With that said, this series is going to continue for the whole of October with 2 new videos each week, including 3 videos, including this one, this week. The first 5 videos are really kind of the essentials to any philosophy paper, even only a basic paper of just a few pages. The second half provides advice for longer papers, though some of those skills are still going to be applicable to shorter papers. If you're only going to watch one video, make sure you watch the next video in the series on the basic structure of a paper, as this previews all the parts so you can know where to go specifically, and also gives you kind of a broad context of what we're looking at. All right, so stay tuned for the whole month of October. We're going to have the series finished by Halloween, so if you have papers that are due after then, you'll be aware that you'll have the information before then. First off, we're going to be looking at the basic structure of a paper and kind of previewing all of the different parts that we'll look at throughout the series. Then we'll take a look at choosing a topic, how you can pick a topic. Sometimes in a class you may have a topic picked for you, but for the most part, if you're writing a paper out in the wild, you'll be picking the topic yourself. So this has a little bit of advice on that. Then we'll talk a little bit about doing research specifically for philosophy papers, though broadly applicable to other disciplines. And then we're going to talk about summarizing an argument, one of the central and most important things you'll do in a philosophy paper. Then we'll look at objecting to an argument, kind of the backside of that, and how you can start adding some of your own creativity into your paper and into your argument. Then, moving on to some of the more advanced stuff, we'll look at reinterpreting a historical argument and kind of how history of philosophy papers differ from standard philosophy papers. Then we'll take a look at summarizing a debate, looking at how you can not just summarize a single argument, but summarize kind of a larger body of literature or a back and forth between 2 philosophers, or more philosophers. Then we'll look at some kind of positive ways you can actually add your own arguments into the mix. The first one we'll look at is lending support, so providing an argument that supports an existing position. And then we'll look at promoting a third way, basically providing your own way and how to offer your own arguments for a separate position. Finally, we will look at objecting to yourself and how to write responses to yourself and kind of how to finish out your paper. Hopefully this series will be helpful. It's a little bit different than the things we usually do on this channel, but hopefully some folks out there who are studying philosophy and learning kind of how philosophers communicate, whether that's in an academic environment or not, will find this useful. Let me know in the comments if you think this is an interesting series, and stay tuned in just a couple days on the 1st of October for the basic structure of how to write a philosophy paper. Watch this video and more here at Carneades.org, and stay skeptical, everybody.